of the government, what I would love us to, take on as, of course, the time goes on. I'd love to go to you right now to the Barrister Fansufeli. According to the report that we have, the Deputy Governor, Sam Onyeme, he said, I'd love to quote him, "What is the interpretation of peaceful protest? Is it the beating of a serving commissioner? Is it the destruction of not less than 4 vehicles? Is it the extorting money from motorists, or what is the definition of peaceful protest?" he asked. I would love to believe it's a rhetorical question. And he further said, is it the attack on my person on social media, which he said the loss of defamation had been done, by him, by so many people against him? And I'd love you to report to this issue. Particularly, is it referring to what you had said the last time we had this conversation?
Well, nobody has abused or defamed the deputy governor, except that some persons have taken up the social media by trying to make up issues. The last broadcast we had, wherein we talk about this issue, we clearly stated the fact that they had a meeting wherein the deputy governor of Delta State, Onyeme, said that the protest was just about noise. And when he made that statement, we found it rather necessary to respond to him, and we did that. And when we did that, some persons went on social media, to write, abuse themselves, cast aspersions on my personality and other members of the group, wrote a lot of unprintable things and called us unprintable names and the rest of that. But I understand they apply. These are very poor people who are trying to please politicians, because people think that when they stand for the elite, when the elite are doing the wrong thing, then the elite will now get them on board and make them rich and make them successful. One of them is a photographer who had begged me some time ago to help him get money that he used to work for one of the SSA to the governor. Had called me on phone consultant to help him so that he can be paid and the rest of that. These are the kind of people, charlatans, that are casting aspersion on me and talking about things they don't know about, another member of the groups. So for me, it's very clear what we have done. We said that the protest is not noise, and it's not. It's not even directed at the state government. The state government jumped into it. Nobody called the official of the state government. They just jumped on it. They actually gaslighting. They get crashed into the protest. You understand? So,
yes, sorry for interjecting there. It was the responsibility of the government of the day to ensure peace in that area. According to the Nigerian police force, it stated that the youth in that community were blocking the major road in that place, and they would not stand aside while that happened. So don't you think they are legitimate if they get crashed on that particular...
Let me tell you what happened. When the protest started, they blocked the road, and so some persons intervened that one side should be blocked and the other side should be left, okay, for people to find their way, because it's a busy road. And the protesters allowed that to happen. People still had access, you understand. Even the judge of the state high court was blocked and he was given access because there's a path for which they allow people to pass and the rest of that. Then the deputy governor, who was not there, has made another statement that we want to debunk. He said that what we call peaceful protests, was blocking of road, extorting money from motorists, and that we were also engaged in destroying vehicles and beating up a serving commissioner of the state. You see, the deputy governor, with due respect to him, may have to provide evidence of that effect, because the protesters, those who went for that protest, are not hungry people. They are people who have power supply in their houses. All of us have power supply, solar, and the rest of that in our houses. What we are doing is for the common good of all. Nobody has insulted, denigrated, or cast aspersion at the deputy governor. In fact, in that broadcast, I refer to the deputy governor as our father, as it were. But we're not happy that first he granted an interview at the Arise TV and said that those who want to protest are not from Ndokwa, and that they are paid people who have been paid by politicians to disrupt the peace and harmony in Delta State. But that's not the truth. So we came out and said, no, you're getting this thing wrong. Okay, these are people from Ndokwa. These are people that are saying the truth. These are people who are saying there is a need for us to have power supply in Delta State, in Ndokwa land. And it's very critical. You understand? Then he had that meeting when he called it noise. This second meeting again, he has now raised another allegation again. That the peaceful, what we call peaceful was extortion, was we beat up serving commissioner, that we destroy vehicles, okay, and all sorts of allegations here and there. I was saying these allegations are false because he has no proof. By the way, they are false, and no one is trying to cast aspersion on him or reduce him in the eyes of right society. But we are saying that it is important that the public get to know the truth. The meeting they've had consistently, it's had opportunity to actually come to terms with the reality of these protests. But he has failed to do that. Rather, he will start casting aspersion on peaceful protesters and people who came out voluntarily to protest and ask for power supply.
All right.
Which is their right under the law.
Very true.
Exercising your right under the law cannot be an offense. The deputy governor cannot make it an offense overnight. It is the constitution, it is the law. The constitution is the ground norm. The constitution is bigger than the president, bigger than the governors. So if the citizens are taking upon themselves to exercise their right under the law, no one can stand against them. Because that is the right thing to do under the law. So this is to let the public know that no one, not in this broadcast, not in the one before, or in anyone attacked the deputy governor. Rather, you have been told the truth, the plain truth, that you don't call protest noise. That is one. You don't call protesters extortionists. It is wrong.
All right.
You are the one casting aspersion at us, not the other way around. You don't say we destroy because you don't have evidence, you don't have proof. All right. You may have to provide the proof.
All right. Thank you so very much, Barrister. I think it's becoming very